Hello, welcome to Delilah Spiritual Spot. Let me mute this. Let me handle the sound 1 second. Test. I think that's better. Let me know if there is an echo. Let's see. Please say hello. I haven't seen any comments yet, so I'm giving some free mini readings with my keyboard here. I'm just going to share this out somewhere. Give me 1 second. Again, this is free mini reading, so if you want a mini reading, Jason, hey, I did send you an email back. Can you hear me, Jason? Let me know if you can hear me. If you can, share me out. I'm just gonna share this out right now. And then I'll get right into it. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to yeah, I just don't have time. Work has been very crazy for me, so I'm on some, like, today was supposed to be a day off and I worked the full day. I was supposed to do a live on Wednesday. I had to cancel it because I work late. And it's just been so hectic that I don't want to commit to giving someone a reading and not do it and not give it my full attention because, you know me. I like to give everyone my all. Wow, I forgot to share this on my Facebook. My Delilah Rose Facebook. Yeah, and then I had to give my personal Facebook a pause because, sometimes family. All right. So I see, hey Letty. Yes, I'm only drawing from the Shaman Oracle and the Black Moon Tarot. So the Black Moon astrology cards, excuse me. So if you're okay with that, yes, I'm going to give you a reading based on these decks. So this is going to be for the full moon this evening. This is going to give us some focus for this full moon. So Jason, of course, you don't have to ask that. Yeah. So this is going to be a focus for our full moon, and we're going to jump right into it. So Jason, just focusing on you. If you guys can share me out, that'd be wonderful. Jason. So I know, Jason, that I know that you are in a better place, but there's still a little bit of confusion, emotional confusion going on for you. I do connect to that energy. Um, yeah. Just make sure that you're moving forward and not going backwards. Because I feel like there's a rewind going on. So I don't know if you're going over the past or revisiting the past. Just be careful not to get stuck there. Let's see. All right, I'm ready. So Jason, so this is my astrology cards. So we'll pull a couple of cards here and see what leads us. Now again, this is for the full moon focus. Aquarius, I know. This goes back to what I was saying of revisiting the past and thinking about maybe some mistakes and some mishaps of the past. Because you know what you did wrong, you just don't know how to get out of the cycle, and that's something you need to focus on. Mercury in retrograde is the next part that came out. Now, if you know about Mercury in retrograde, it's a stagnation feeling. It's a feeling where nothing is working, and it's called reinvention. So you're trying to reinvent yourself still, like you're trying to get into that stage of reinventing. Hi Paula, yes, you can have a reading. I'm only pulling for my card deck. I'm not pulling tarot because I want this to be a focus on what we should be doing for this full moon. Sometimes, where is the camera? Let's do it like this. Hold on, I'm getting there. Give me a second. I'm old. So we have this card, um, the farther gate, both step forward. And I'm focusing on the farther gate. So don't take the most obvious option. We want to think in terms of the long run. Play the long game. It's what I'm being guided to tell you, right? So we want to play the long game and sometimes not take the easier road out because we know that that's going to benefit us here. I said benefit us. And then we have benefactor. So, you know, grace and generosity, this is telling you because you are generous anyway. This is telling you to keep in that spirit. Don't let people change you. The essence of you. Keep in your power because that's one of your strengths. So we want to play up that strength. So that is for you, Jason, and this is for our full moon. So I'm not giving tarot. Yes, Yvonne, you can get a reading. I'll just go down the list here. So I'm using, if you're interested in whatever decks I'm using the Shaman Oracle, and I'm using the Black Moon astrology cards. Let's see. Listen, and all that I ask is if you can share me to your friends. Well, let's see. You have a lot to let go, honey. I'm getting an immediate headache or pain in the back of my neck, which tells me that's where you kind of hold your stress. So there's a lot of thing going because it's in the back. I want to think about our past, right? So I know that that's an issue for you, right? This may be a theme because there's always like a reading thing when people come on my lives or just any lives here. So I want to focus on the past for you, but not the distant past. I want to see more of the present past. Let's revisit the last few years of your life because I feel like that's where you need to focus and that's where your growth is at this time. What you need to learn is what the full moon is guiding you to. So let's pull some astrology cards here. Right. We have the Lilith card here and it's mystery. So I feel like you're trying to figure that out. You're trying to go over your steps. So for you, look at the last few years of your life and try to figure out some things that you've repeated here. You have the grand trine. So there are blessings coming your way. If they haven't started, you're going to start manifesting what it is you want to do, right? At the bottom of this deck, I wasn't looking, but I decided to look for you. There's abundance, but there is abundance after the tower moment. Abundance after you feel like you've lost it all, abundance will start happening. So let's pull Oracle. Hey, Brolic, I'm fine. How are you? I'm just pulling Oracle cards. I'm not really doing tarot. And I just want to focus on what's happening with this full moon. And I suggest you guys all read up on it because there's a lot of issues to be revisited, especially in terms of how we feel about our past, families, mother figures. So it's an important time. You have the perfect storm here, the courage to step into life. And this is what I'm talking about here. With the feeling of the missteps the last couple of years and that tower moment coming down, This is pretty, it's the recent past, it's not the past that we need to focus in on and stepping into a new life for yourself. That is for you, Letty. Paula, let's get to you. So clear some energy here. Let me give a spray. Give us a spray here. That's Palo Santo spray if you're interested. So, Paula. Paula, then Yvonne, hi Nora, Brolick. So, how's everyone doing? Right. So, when I see this routine card, this is what life is feeling like, a routine. There's no joy, there's no excitement going on, and you feel like you're just going through the motions. What you want is a balance, right? You want to have fun again. You want to bring the balance back into your life instead of just going through the motions. I have a feeling of feeling numb, that goes along with feeling with going with emotions, and it has to do with you speaking your truth, letting people know uh, what you want in life, right, and what your needs are. Stop catering to other people because you'll end up just going through the motions. I almost want to say you're feeling like a shell of yourself because that's what spirit is guiding me to say. So just speaking whatever truth you have, whatever dreams you have, however out there they may seem, speak it into existence, because that's going to help you. We have the completion card. So again, getting out of that monotonous spirit, feeling and doing what completes you. It's important for you at this time. It's important for you to think about um, in this uh, Aquarian full moon. Yvonne, let's get to you, honey. Yvonne, how are you? Hey, Nicola. Yes, you can have a card. I'm going to be drawn to everyone who visits this live. So if you want to share me out with your friends, I will make time for them. I'm not on a time limit right now. I'm on my time. I've made time. Right. So what the word spirit is, if you haven't seen me before, when I connect with my spirit guides, they give me a word. So it's an immediate word. It's like the blink of an eye, and I have to follow that word. Right. Right. So Yvonne, the word that they're giving me is you're having issues again with faith, right? And I just read your message that you're not feeling very well, that flare up. So you're having your doubts about faith, and it's almost like you're wanting another sign. You're wanting to believe, and you still want to believe in something. You have the balance card here, which tells me you need to get back into spiritual balance because it is an issue for you. And we have the void course moon, which is telling me again, that's what you're feeling. You're missing out on having that faith. And so we need to get back into that. You know, sometimes it's a routine, sometimes it's just having something to believe in. You have the I believe card at the end, right? Because that's what you're still seeking, is that core belief. Hey, Yahida. Hi, Margaret. Yes, you will get a card. So I'm using my Oracle card. So this is the Shaman's Oracle and my astrology card. I'm not really doing tarot today, right? This is what I've been talking about for you: rest and renewal. Like it's because you had a bad flare up. It's time for you um, to get the healing that's needed. And I think for you, because this is a beautiful garden, I think that it's time for you to connect with nature. I think that way, you know, connecting with nature, you see the innocence of life, you see the birds, you see God's hand on things, right? There's the sun, there's the water, there's the wind. There are so many things to connect to, and then you find your spirituality there because it is a beautiful sight to behold when you're in the vastness of nature, right? Because just to think about what it takes to occupy that much space and time in the innocence of life, these are just animals going about their daily life. They're not on the grind like we are, right? They don't deal with illnesses like we do. They don't, they don't think about their children in terms of the way we do. And I think that is getting back to that innocence of who you are and resting your spirit and soul and seeing life at its basic uh, appearance and self will help rejuvenate you. I like that this color purple is there because that's all about your energy in terms of your spirituality. And again, I had discussed that already. Getting in touch with your spirituality again because you're losing faith. And faith is very important. I think faith is very underrated. So I'm just gonna go down the list here. Give me a second to scroll up because I don't want to miss everyone or anyone. Nora, what should Nora focus on this full moon? Realizing that you do have a gift. You have the I see part here. So you do see is trusting what you are seeing, which is still an issue for you. Pay attention to that Sagittarius. Either this is part of your sun, moon, and rising, or someone else that's very important. So you are seeing something in yourself or someone else. Pay attention to that. Faith. Have faith that what you're seeing is true. Seeing is believing, believing is seeing. At the end, you have I believe. I mean, this is, again, just putting the nail in the coffin, so to speak, that you really need to trust your instinct and what it is you're being given. Because for you, that doubt is there also. You doubt your own gifts. Faith and trust is immediate, and there's no room for doubt. I go through my periods of when I don't do readings. It's not that I'm not trusting my guides, it's that I'm not trusting myself to deliver the message that they want, right? It's me tossing things in confusion because I'm allowing my ego to get involved. Whenever you are gifted, or we're all gifted, so let's just start there. You all can connect. There's some of us who connect easier than others, just based on how we grew up and our own faith scale. I trust everything I'm given. The only issue is when I bring my own emotion and ego in. When you remove your own ego and emotion, you'll be guided in the right direction every time. And you have personal. This is you, um, again, just getting in touch with spirit and believing what it is you're being given. You're welcome, Jason. Okay. If it stays quiet, guys, and you have a specific question, I will consult the tarot. So you don't want to leave. If you can stick around, I would, because you know me, I always go extra. So the next person I see on the list is Rolik. Rolik. Oh, you're welcome, Letty. You're welcome, Paula. Full moon. Right. This is probably what you've been feeling like. Whatever you're going through, whatever's happening, is part of your destiny. You're on a journey. It's an emotion that you already feel and are trying to live up to. Here's water element, sensing that, but us. But because you see how this water is a little choppy, you're not sensing in a direction. That's what leads to confusion, your emotion. That goes into exactly what I was saying. You have missing here. You are missing a lot of the cues in reference to your destiny and how to take it, or you're purposely missing it. This is just something to focus on for this evening, for going forward in the next few days. What is it that spirit is magnifying at this time for us? Right. So emotions are high also with this full moon for you. This is you. Resourceful. You are resourceful. You always pull it out of your ass, so to speak. So why even doubt that you're able to do that again? I know that gets tiring. I know you don't want to do that anymore. And this is where the destiny is playing its part. Look at, again, look at, and this goes for everyone, the things we repeat, the lessons we repeat. The way to break that cycle is to break that chain, right? So go over it, even if you have to write it all down and burn that piece of paper, right? Break that chain. I thought I saw someone else here. I feel like Nicole. Oh, Nicola. Let's get to you. Nicola Farrell. I'm going to get to everyone. Please be patient. When you hear me bang the cards or tap the cards, I'm just clearing energy. Nicola. Nicola, I don't know why Spirit gave me this because I just want to throw up. And I feel like that's probably your feeling. Like you're sick of it and you just want to throw up. That's the feeling I'm getting. So I have to give it to you. See, shuffling, you have routine. Life's debts. This is a definite message to you that you need to break these cycles, right? For you, it's imperative at this point because you're sick of it. You're sick of it to the point where it's going to make you mentally and possibly physically sick. So you need to move forward in your life and look at those. Um, I hate the name life debts. Um, I don't think we're indebted for life. I think there's lessons here um, that we need to learn from. But for you, it's imperative at this time. You have an opportunity, definitely, to break this cycle. Right. Once you break the cycle, there's limited possibilities for you. Many doorways and pathways to your happiness, but your emotional happiness at this time. And sometimes it means talking and saying things to people that they're not ready to hear, but you're ready to speak. Know the difference. Everyone won't be ready to hear you, but make sure you are speaking your truth. Right. It is a time of completion for you. Yes, Margaret. Let's get to you. Margaret. Margaret. Scorpio spirit, I transform. Big changes for everyone. These transformative spirits, whether it's healing from the past or moving forward, you are trying to move forward. You're trying to transform yourself. Keep that focus, keep that intent during this full moon because, again, this is what the guide is. If you believe and work with spirit, A lot of people say I'm gonna leave that in God's hands. I'm not a believer in that. I think God and us work hand in hand. There's some things that we cannot control, and that's other people. That's what you leave in God's hands. But you work on yourself and you work on what it is you want to accomplish, because it is a revolution, right? A revolution around the same subject, right? Not a revolution in terms of, you're going to cause war or anything, but it is a revolving spirit that you're having, and you are trying to transform at this time. I love this. These cards are amazing. Let's give you one more card here. Transpersonal. Same thing. The same message for you is to transpose that revolution. Go in the opposite direction towards your transformation. Yahira, let's do you. If I haven't seen your comment, I will get to you. I'm just going down the list slowly but surely. But Yahira. Full moon for you. Full moon for you. Escape. What are you running away from? You're running away from the truth here. This is what Spirit is giving with I see and escape. You cannot escape the truth. You cannot escape your instinct. You cannot escape. I'm burping. That means Spirit is with me. You cannot escape what it is. You have to face your demons. And now's the time. You have this routine here because that's what it will become. Life will become a routine, an unfulfilled routine if you do not follow whatever it is you see and your instinct is giving you at this time. Right? Grace and generosity, I feel like that is your spirit. And like Jason, this came out for him. I feel like when we see this, is that when you keep that cycle of giving and receiving, you are the benefactor of many, many gifts, right? I wanted to draw. You are resourceful. Like you've been through a lot, you've survived a lot. But life is not about survival because that's where the routine comes in. Life is about change and making change so we don't have that survival. Be adaptable. That's the advice I was trying to get to. Be adaptable at this time. Okay, let's see. Hi, Kelly. Hey, Vladimir, I see you. So, Vladimir, your first, Ava. So, hold on. Hold the phone. So, Ava, I see you. Vladimir, I see you. Kelly, I see you. If you can share me out, that'd be wonderful. I am pulling focal cards for full moon this evening. Full moon in Aquarius. Lots of issues with the past, lots of issues with our mothers or maternal, but lots of issues with our own maternal instinct and going over the mistakes we made as parents. Ava, so you got Black Moon Lilith mystery here. You're still trying to, when I see this for you, you're still trying to sort through things here. Spirit is guiding you um, through this sword. But when I see Black Moon Lilith, it sometimes can give a dark feeling to it, of dark emotions, dark mysteries. So I want you to be careful not living too much in the negative, um, because you are still trying to figure out your life's purpose at this time. Don't force your spiritual growth. Don't force whatever spirit is trying to give you. Take your time with it because it's going to be so profound You don't want you don't want to rush it. It's like your kundalini coming back to life there. You don't want to rush that growth. Grace and generosity. When you see grace and generosity come out over and over and over again, no matter how many times I shuffle, this is the overall spirit. This is life's plan. This is the law of nature. Give and take. You give to the land, you receive to the land. And that's how we all end up abundant. So when you see that, you just always want to keep in that energy. And then we have protecting the future. This has to do with what it is, this mystery which you're trying to work towards. Understand that everyone has their own path to make or their path to take, and you need to protect your future, not the future. Protect what you can at this time. But others have to walk their journey. You can't walk it for them. Right. Pay attention. If if she keeps coming up, she's trying to tell you something. But be careful with Lilith because sometimes she walks the dark path. But you can keep that in check. Hey Vladimir, so I'm just doing, or if you haven't heard the spiel, I'm just doing oracle cards for the full moon. What we should be focused on. If you can share me out, because I think we're down to four. But don't get your reading and leave because I have some time. So after I get done with these readings, if you have a question, I will answer it. Vladimir. Wow, I love this card. I am. Because it takes on a positive, not I was, not that I think, not that maybe. I am. You're coming into your power there. I like that spirit. Oh, a lot going on. You've had a lot of sacrifices, right? But here's the increase card. So you're coming into your power. You're changing your narrative into abundance because you have made sacrifices. That give and take that keeps popping up here. You have been giving a lot of yourself out, and you're going to be on the receiving end finally. At the bottom is I have. So instead of thinking in terms of negative thoughts, here's your advice from Spirit for the full moon. Think about everything you are abundant in and change that negative narrative that you can play in your mind into a positive. Not that I was, not that I had, not that someone took from me. Just think about the things you have, you gained, and keep that positive focus because, yeah, things are turning in your favor. Um, and who doesn't want that, right? So let's see. Let's see what the shaman cards have to say. Moving out of stagnation, moving forward because you are. I love that. That was very empowering. Keep that focus. Keep that I am spirit. I am abundant. I have learned. I am standing. Kelly, you're the last one on the list. Now I will start after I do your reading, Kelly. If anyone has a question, let me know. I'll try to answer it. I'll pull some tarot. We can chit chat. Just let me know. Kelly. Thank you for sharing away. Sharing is caring. Kelly. Ooh, Kelly, you're very creative, right? Keep tapping into that creativity because we have this slice through the middle. I feel like your creativity might have been stunted, but you want to keep working at it. Creativity, people think in terms of blocks. I'm a writer, right? So people think in terms of, oh, I'm blocked. When you set a routine for yourself, if you sit down at 6 o'clock, at 7 o'clock, and say, I'm going to do something for 30 minutes, creativity, even if it's not in your avenue of creativity, it will spark something. Think of routine as creativity's best friend when you have a block. Minds. It's a mind game. It's a mind F, and that's something you need to get through. That block you have. You have that slice again, right? So you want to. The will is there, but then you have the doubtful side. So we need to set up a routine, right? And this is your focus for the full moon. Setting up a routine for yourself where you try to work through it, versus rather than play it out in your mind. Let's see here. Let's give you a shaman card. Preparations come to fruition. Listen, you like 64 cards here, and I was just talking about preparation to get through this fragmented feeling you're having in terms of having your creativity, your outlet. So this is something you need to work on. Also, I happen to love. I'm a movie buff, and there is and I hate to bring him up here. There's a Steven Seagal movie I like to watch, and it's when he's on the train. I forget what it's called, and they took over the train, and he runs with this terrorist, and the terrorist says, "Chance favors a prepared mind." I have that quote everywhere I say that quote because when your mind is prepared, when you have things as a routine, you will always have favor because you've run the numbers, you've run the scenario, so you always will come out on top. Is there anyone I missed? Does anyone have a question? There's only five of us here. Don't be shy. Yeah, I love that quote. I live by that quote. Does anyone have a question? As readers, I have a lot of cards. There are decks that are universal readers for me. So the Ethereal Tarot, the Lightseers Tarot, or any of the original Rider Waite Smith Tarot are universal readers for me. And then I have universal readers for love and all that jazz. Um, but if anyone has a question, please answer. Please answer. Please ask it, and I'll do my best to answer. Come on, guys. There's five of you. Don't be shy. I'm not allowed to read you unless you give me permission. And I love to give readings. Okay. Well, right off the back, I say yes. It's going to be fruitful. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to be just the beginnings, and this is why you switch on and off of that business because it's going to take a lot of marketing. It's going to take a lot of you spending time on a live, right? I own my own metaphysical business. No one knows about it because I don't promote it. How do you expect to turn a product if you're not on there selling, selling, selling? You need to market yourself, right? It is going to be abundant, but you need to put yourself out there. It is your faith and faith that's going to make it happen. Stop worrying about relationships. That's your hindrance. This is why you haven't put your time and energy into the business. Sorry, I'm giving it raw. Um, that's going to work itself out, right? Your relationship status will work itself out. But if you want to be in business, that has to have most of your time and energy because you have the skill to do it. You are charismatic. Will make that fruitful. That is for you, Ava. I'm sorry because my guides are not like the other. They can be spicy. They turn that spice on. Does anyone else have a question? What's ahead in my life? Ooh, a lot. Only because cards are doing what they're doing. I know I can be spicy. I try not to, but I'm spicy and then they're spicy and then we're just odd. The team meetings are very interesting. Really, lovely. Love life is gonna take off for you, but when I have this rebirthing card, don't make the same mistake. Don't pick the same type of girl or person. I don't want to make any exceptions. Don't keep going for the same type. I think that's your downfall. Um, Love is going to happen when you take the focus off of that for you. Things are going to move quickly and the least expect. You see this fighting card? It's you're living like the same relationship over and over and over again. You need someone who's going to bring you balance, right? If they don't bring you balance, they need to kick rocks. The next person you find is going to be a fantastic relationship for you. That's a great start to a romantic relationship. If you're having feelings and they having feelings, it's fine. If they are a repeat of the same type of person you've been with, then I say no, bro. Like you don't want to make the same mistakes over and over. If she's a friend, she's been a friend for a reason because she's a different breed. And I would put my energy in that. Kelly. Kelly, so the advice off the bat from Spirit is your new love interest can be a positive one. But for you, it's one or the other, kind of like Ava. It doesn't have to be that way. When someone is for you, they're going to support your endeavors. Stop thinking you have to choose. You do not. You don't have to choose between a relationship and business. You can do both. So let's see what the cards say. Yeah, I mean, this is why this is a universal read. You ask and it's granted. Have your guard up a little bit with this person because if they ask too much of you in terms of your focus and time, then you need to, that's a red flag, right? There is such a thing as someone being too obsessive. And I feel like this person has obsessive tendencies. And I feel like I need to warn you about that, right? Because my spine is just activated at this time. So you are seeing a little bit of red flags here. It's important to have your guard up. I do see the celebration card here, but that's in terms of money. The money will bring the balance. You have the Queen of Swords. This is that discernment. So make sure you are seeing these people or this person for who they truly are. If you can work with them in terms of those obsessive qualities, then okay. But have your guard up and use your intuition. Right. The new endeavor, yeah, see, this can go either way with this broken heart card because again of the red flag. So be very careful. Be very careful, strategic. Don't think with your heart, think with your mind in terms of this relationship. Does anyone else have any questions? Girl, if you need somebody who's going to believe in you, because somehow that is tied into these people you bring into your life. You need to believe in yourself first. It shouldn't be tied in with someone else. But when that person believes in your energy, in your spirit, that's the right energy you want to be attached to. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Kelly. Does anyone else have any questions? I'll give it another minute. If not, I'm going to sign off. Again, I will try to do these lives more often, but because I have a regular job, my regular job gets a little crazy sometimes. Right. Yeah, Kelly, more of the same advice for you. Just be careful of the red flags because, again, this person, there's some issues there. But in terms of business, you're on the right path. You're going to learn a lot from this new business. You're going to collaborate. It's going to be good for you. With the Five of Pentacles, this has to do with you. You don't like to be alone. Just be 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 mindful of that, Kelly. I met one girl like that, but it was definitely the most positive interaction. Right. So this is the advice I have for you. It's going to be very practical advice. It's going to be advice that I'm being guided to tell you, Brolik, in reference to that. If you feel something for this friend of yours, ask questions, right? There's no time like the present, right? So I went out to dinner with my husband and I was asking him, who are you? Like we got into some very deep conversations. When you ask certain questions, it lets you know who they are, right? And those are the type of questions you want to pose to people to see what they're made of, what their stuff is. People will always show you who they are. Thank you, Maya Angelou. But you need to believe them when they show you. Don't make up things in your mind because you want something. What you want and who people are two different things. So I'm not saying no, I'm saying be careful, right? What makes her different from the others is what you need to keep asking yourself. Again, don't get tied up in the emotion of things with that page of cups that just flew out. Are there any other questions? All right, I'm going to give it one more minute because I know there's a lag, guys, so I don't want to cut anyone's question off. Where's my other phone? Let's see if you. Oh, thank you, Kelly. It comes from age. I'm old. I'm 46. I'm showing my daughter my new eyebrow shade. I'll show you guys too. I'll block her photo because she'll kill me. But there's this filter on TikTok, and I just fell in love with it. This is what I look like, guys, if you're ever wondering. Um, but I'm feeling this eyebrow shape. uh, is there any other questions? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Vladimir. Okay, Vladimir. Love. Okay, commitment issues. You want a relationship, but I feel like why do I feel like you don't trust? Okay, so I'll be very graphic here. I feel like you've been hurt and burned, and you have a hard time trusting um, people. Listen, Your love life will be fine if you have faith and don't judge people based on your past experiences. You know, with this justice card here is that you want to give people a chance, right? You want to give people a chance to explain themselves. So for you, communication is key in terms of your relationships, right? Because that is your devil. That's what you need to focus on. You have a hard time when you are in a relationship letting go, and this is why you've been hurt so bad. Yeah. Um, in terms of timing, yeah, you have a hard time walking away and letting go from the past of people who have hurt you. She's looking in terms of timing here. If I can get like a timing, they're giving me 6 months is what I hear in my mind. I know that's possibly not what you want to hear, but yeah, your next relationship is going to be victorious, transformation, heart healing. Um, but you need to give up the past in terms of your hurt feelings. Right. That's a specific type of person, right? And you are attracting them and you have a hard time letting them go because the same reason why they drain you is the same reason why you're attracted to them, right? I get the term flashy. Be wary of people with flashy personalities, flashy types, because that's what you're attracted to. And when I turn terms in, let's think about vampires, right? You know how they glamour people? Take your time. Take your time getting to know someone. There was a saying back in the day to court someone. You want to court people because you want to give a chance to get to know them. Don't jump into a relationship here. And that's the specific type of person that is draining because they're selfish, right? So that's the drain on you. Again, looking at the past. Once you get over that, and this can be tied into something of you do for the full moon, right? Of focusing, trying to work on, trying to let go. And because this full moon is a maternal moon, you got to make sure that you're not attracted to people who have that maternal influence in your life in terms of a draining spirit. Write it, write it, Ava, write it. Write it, self publish it, promote it. Promote it with products, promote it, you know, on podcasts. Podcasts are always looking for guests to talk to. I've got to redo my podcast. I'm always looking for people to talk to. Taylor. No, Taylor, you called me. I was about to sign off. So I'm going to put the tarot away because this was a full moon reading in terms of oracle cards. I was just giving the people here some extra cards. I'm not saying I won't do that with you, but let's do our full moon reading. And this is just an area of focus for this full moon. If you look on Facebook, there are groups of podcasters who are literally looking for people to interview. So you want to join those groups. If anyone's interested in selling themselves or selling a product, you want to start there. Taylor. What should Taylor's focus be? What should Taylor's focus be? Yeah, find out what's missing. What's missing for you spiritually, that connection, right? Because we have the soul and we have what's missing here. Again, we have that line drawn down the middle. When I see that and my eye is drawn to that, you know, in a different reading, I might go to the colors, I might go somewhere else. But today I'm focused on that fragmentation. Is is getting connected to your spiritual side again and um, trusting yourself, right? It's not even in terms of spirit. It's trusting yourself at this time. I feel like there's a lot of self doubt. is what Spirit is giving me. So there's a lot of doubtfulness going on. You have a hard time communicating, or people are not understanding what you're trying to say. Um, I think that we need to get into a place where, when you care for someone and you don't want to hurt their feelings, so you talk in circles. I need you to be very direct and to the point, because talking in circles or talking politician speak is not working for you at this time. Choices and their consequences. So be mindful of the choices you are trying to make. Get that soul reconnection. Make sure you're communicating, because whatever decision you're leaning towards, they have consequences. So look at the full picture. Weigh out your options, because it may come to bite you. Okay, Taylor. All right, Taylor, you were my last person. I am going. Look, I'm putting cards in the wrong deck. I am going to sign off. Thank you guys for joining me. And if you have any questions, always you comment on one of my videos or connect with me. Not so much on Facebook, because I really don't utilize Facebook all that much, but my email address is there, Delilah Rose 622 at Gmail. If you have any questions, or if you want to just shoot the breeze, drop me an email. But thank you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.